Hello, Instagram friends. All right, I'm Emily Telvik. This is Afternoons with Ems. In fact, and I just want to tell a little bit about that because I had someone DM me the other day and ask me, like, why did you start Afternoons with Ems? And so I have a journalism background. That's what I graduated with from the University of Montana. And I have this heart to share the women that I meet, the powerhouse women that I meet, and their stories. And this is just an opportunity I can do that. So I think over time it will develop more. I actually just had someone reach out today to ask if they could sponsor it, which would be amazing. So things are gonna, I think it'll develop more, but for now, this is my passion project to share incredible women in my life that I've met or that I've connected with on Instagram, and share them with you. So today I'm so excited to have now I'm going to say it wrong, Senchenko with me. She started a Instagram called Spokane Playground, and it is just like so big, you guys. And she has this wonderful following, but more than anything, I love how she showcases Spokane and our area and all the things that she loves, and she shares them with all of us. So, okay, Anna, will you tell everyone out there a little bit about yourself and like your mom, all those things, and then also what your how you started this thing on Instagram?
Yes. So I am a mom of two, a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old, and I grew the love for Spokane while being a stay-at-home mom. So I stayed home for the first 8 years with my kids and didn't want to be glued to the couch all the time, wanted to find things to do. So I started exploring coffee shops, and I would say 10 years ago, we weren't as blooming then as now.
It has bloomed.
It's crazy.
It is amazing. I love all the options.
A lot more options. So back then, Madeline's was the biggest thing, and that's back when they had their original location, like across the riverfront, AMC area,
Yes.
and then Rocket Bakeries.
Right, that was it.
Yeah.
Because that's about when I moved here, was 10 years ago, maybe 11 years ago. So, and I just felt like Madeline's was the place.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, we love you, Megan and Deb. Thank you for doing what you did.
Yes.
You were like the OGs in that space.
That was the location to go,
yes,
for sure. So I would pack up my kids and go out for coffee at one of the locations 2-3 times a week, and it could be the same location all 3 times. And I would grab coffee, and it was my way to kind of unwind, forget about all the mom things. At the same time, my kids got cookies, read books, and hung out. So the more we did it, it just became a thing that we did every week. So the kids would wake up, Mama, cookie time. So they knew, hey, we're gonna pack up and go grab coffee and sit there. So as they got older, I started Googling back then instead of Instagramming.
I know. We all like Googled, and now you just, that's.
More coffee locations. So I start exploring around town, different locations I can check out. And I always stuck to local just because we make Spokane grow. So we put our dollars where we want it to bloom. So just new locations to hang out with the kids. Back then I'd take pictures and post it, and it was just so weird, I feel like, back then, for people to post pictures of your food.
Well, when this was all starting, because one thing I tell my kids all the time is, hey, you guys, when you were born, like, we didn't have Facebook. There was zero Instagram. That was not even a thing. And I think like my son was maybe 4 or 5 when Facebook came around. He's almost 15 now. Mm-hmm. And then Instagram was just starting, like, I don't even know how long it's been around, but not like by the time my daughter came around, like not that.
Yeah, popular probably 5 years. I feel like it's been a hit for Instagram.
Yes. All of us that kind of got over it a little bit.
Yeah.
We went over to Instagram. So you started posting pictures of, because it used to be just a way to like connect with your high school classmates or, like share a little bit about your life, but you started posting pictures of the food.
So I post pictures of food, and back then it was just weird. Hey, why are you posting pictures of food? And that was just my way of, I guess it relaxes me. I still take pictures of everything, just about as I eat and do. And people around me know, hey, Anna needs to take a photo. Let her take a photo. And it's just life now, and whether I post it or not, it's just something that I like to do. I love beautiful food, and beautiful coffee.
We all.
Like, it has to be beautifully served, and I feel like all the local places do a very good job on that. So how I began my Instagram page is, started with my kids, and then the more you go out to the community, you hear there's nothing to do in Spokane. Spokane has nothing to offer. And
That's a lie.
It is a lie.
There's so much to do here.
It would kill me. It would literally upset me when they say that. And I'm like, no, there's a million things to do. Spokane has so much to offer. But you do have to get up and get out of your house and go find something to enjoy. So that's how I started my pages, my everyday life, posting where I go, what I do. It is all things local, so not tied in exactly just food or just outdoors. Anything in Spokane that I find that is new, local, I want to make sure to highlight it and support everyone local. If it's as simple as a picture of me showing up, that's what I'd like to do.
Yeah. So you were born in Russia.
Yes.
Okay, and so how old were you when you came to Spokane?
I came to America when I was 4.
Okay. So did you not come to Spokane, right?
So I lived in Spokane in Washington my whole life. I came to Tacoma, Washington when I was 4. So we lived in Tacoma, Washington, Colville, Washington, and Spokane throughout my young life.
Is your family still here?
Yes. So all my family, immediate families in Spokane. I have all my relatives and uncles in Tacoma, Seattle area, and then a couple uncles back home still.
That's great. Mm-hmm. That's neat that so many of you came over together. And so you grew up in a bilingual household then?
Yes, I did.
Are your kids?
I try very hard. It is hard.
It is hard. It's hard.
It's so easy just to come in and speak English to them all the time. Hey, go do this, do that. I love you. So what I do is take them to Russian school once a week.
Oh,
once
that's
a week.
Great. That's
they
great.
have a tutor and they learn to read and write. When I grew up, I have 8 siblings, mom and dad, 10 of us all together. My grandma taught us all to read and write and speak in Russian, all of us. So my sister was born here and she's fluent in speaking and talking and writing. So I feel like that was important. Unfortunately, I don't have the same luxury of somebody teaching my kids, so tutoring is it.
Well, our good friend Karina Tripon, she's on her way to Carlsbad today. They're moving, so go with God, Karina. We love you. But we were with them last Friday, and her and Brandon were having her husband were having a discussion about something, and they were slipping back and forth and between their languages, and I was just like, wait, what's going on? And he's like, yeah, it's our version of Spanglish, And so, does your family do that?
Speaking
in and
back,
out?
I'd say 95% of it is in English, and then even my kids try to slip in a few Russian words here and there, and it just comes naturally. We don't even notice it when it slips in there.
I think that's great. So 2 kids, and you're married. You've been married for
14 years.
14 years. Yay, marriage. That's so awesome. And your husband, tell everyone just a little bit about him and what he does.
So broker, does insurance, health insurance. Before my current job, I also sold health insurance. We were not working together, but the same industry.
Yeah. And what's your current job?
So I'm currently working at Riverside venue. It's a downtown, and I do events, all sorts, from proms, weddings, conferences, anything they want to rent the room for.
Event planning I think it's so fun. I mean, it's a ton of details, and you have to be really organized, but I just love the excitement of putting events on and catching the vision of what they want to do. And so do you actually do the design work for those two, or?
Thankfully not.
Okay.
That'd be a lot of work. So I'm more of a venue coordinator than an event coordinator. So I do all the computer paperwork, all the appointments, set it up, and then they do all the hard work of finding, making the event run smoothly.
So when you first started going to these coffee shops and doing that, would you grab girlfriends and go with you, or were you just like, I got my kids and we're just headed out?
So how it started is with my kids, and then with Instagram, it's actually started inviting the full Instagram. So it started with me doing hikes outdoors. I'll be like, hey, I'm having a hike at this location this time, this day, everyone's welcome. So I would have up to 15 people show up, and my thing was like popping champagne on top of wherever we hiked.
That's
and
my kind of hike right there.
So I feel like that brought the people in, and we still can try to continue doing the open group hikes. I just did one with Yelp last week, and we probably had like 26 people show up, which was fun. So I'm still continuing doing all sorts of events. This month we're doing cookies.
Yes,
the cookie
I'm coming.
exchange.
I'm coming to the
So
cookie
everyone's
exchange.
invited. It'd be fun to
That's
show
gonna
up
be so
and
fun.
meet new faces.
Who doesn't want chocolate?
Yeah.
Like I'm here for chocolate chip cookies and
Yes.
trying other people's and yeah.
So regarding the meetups, you don't have to be anybody specific. All are welcome. You don't have to be in any industry. You don't feel like you have to bring something to the table. You just show up. And I feel like it's a good way to meet other people in the community, good way to grow, to have a friend. I feel like I've met the best people on Instagram that I would have not met if it wasn't for Instagram. So if you need a friend, definitely show up to any of the events. Don't feel like there's anything that should hold you back.
Absolutely. Okay, so here's my question. Do you ever get any creepers?
Thankfully, I have not yet.
You've not had a creeper, okay? Because occasionally I get like a DM from a creeper. You know, they say something weird and you're like blocking you. Like, you don't get to.
Thankfully, I've stayed away from that. I did start in the beginning with just ladies showing up, but I feel like since it's such a big group of people, they probably won't show up.
Okay.
All the creepers.
Yeah.
So
creepers,
it's been very
stay
good.
Away.
Yeah. Good growth for anyone that shows up, even just to have a friend.
That's awesome. I did notice that you were doing those hikes too, and I was like, okay, the next one I'm gonna show up for. And we have so many great places to do that.
We
and
do.
to get outside and move your body. And I'm a big advocate. Y'all know I'm always preaching about it. Move your body, get some movement in. It's not about how you look. It's just about moving your body.
Yes.
See how you feel, because we can. And I feel like we're cooped up a lot of the year here. I mean, not a lot, but if you don't ski or you don't, it's winter, it's cold. So these summer days, we have to just take advantage of being outside. So that's, okay, so it got started that way and people just started showing up. And then from there, did it just like build this connectivity of like, okay, oh, I didn't know you. And now I hosted this hike and here you are. And then you start following each other and then it just grew from there.
Friendships, yeah. So now when I go to most of the coffee shops, I have a connection with the owners there, the employees there, and that's my biggest happiness is connecting with local owners that are trying very hard to grow. And for me to come in, I can come in by myself or I can come in with a group of friends and just to have the connection, hey, you know, that we know each other and we care for each other and we're here to help each other is the best connection.
That is the best connection. Okay, now I think I noticed, do you have a whole posting about toasts?
Yes.
Is that you? Okay, so I love like all the toasts that are showing up, the avocado toast, like all the things, but you have actually, she has a highlight on her Instagram about all the toasts and I'm here for it. I clicked through and watched all of it because I was like, oh, this is my girl. We both love all the toasts. So
yes.
Yeah.
So where that came from, I don't know. I think maybe I must have always loved it, but now since it's kind of the thing.
It is the thing.
I am on a search for toast everywhere. But I guess it kind of falls in my hands. I just show up and like, yes, you have toast. And I just have to order the toast.
It's all you need.
Simple and beautiful and delicious.
It is delicious, especially so many places now are featuring Glorious Bread.
Yes.
And that is just the best. If you guys follow Glorious Bread, it's just the best bread in the world. It's so good. So, okay. So I also saw from your feed that you really seem to love travel.
I do.
And is that something, have you always loved to travel or more recently have you gotten the travel bug?
I would say more recent. I think I've always loved to travel, but with younger kids, never got to travel. So the past 3-4 years, I've had the amazing opportunity to travel. Thankfully, my husband watches the kids, and I do most of the traveling with my brother and sister. So there's 8 of us, and 2 of my brothers and sisters are always on the go, and I jump on the wagon with them. And
that's amazing.
Last year we did 6 countries together, and that was with a family and working a full-time job.
That's incredible. So you're really you've really found a way to live out your passions while juggling being a mom and working a full-time job. Okay, there's women out there right now that are like, how do you do that? How is that? How have you made space to do those things? So if there's any, like, what's your trick of the trade? How do you make time for that? How do you juggle it?
Sacrifice yourself, I think. I think when I sit down, I think there was a year, it was last year, that I'm like, wow, I have not sat on the couch at all. Because if I sit, I'm like, okay, there's a million things that there is to enjoy. So if I'm working a full-time job, I come home with the kids, I feel like I can't just sit down, because then I have to spend time with my kids. And since I love the outdoors, we'll go do this and that. And yes, in a way I am sacrificing myself because I'm not giving myself rest, but it's something that actually makes me happy and enjoy life, is to go to do all these things. It's my outlet for relaxation, but I am learning to slow down a little bit, in that I do need to sleep, or sit down and rest. But at the same time, I do want to enjoy everything.
Yeah, you're just here for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. 6 countries in 1 year. That's amazing. Okay, where'd you go?
So we went to France, London, Colombia, Mexico. You're gonna put me on the spot.
I'm
now.
sorry.
They're under my highlights on my page.
What was your favorite?
London was the cleanest. It was like
Okay.
I'm like, but yes, the Queen lives there, so it was like very
Yeah.
clean, very beautiful. The thing I like about traveling outside of the country is I feel like people live more, maybe. Okay, so here, let's say it's a rainy day, we're all hiding inside on our couch watching TV. If it's raining or snowing out of the country, they are still sitting outside having their coffee on the patios outside on the street, which is crazy. They don't care what the weather is. They'll have either the little umbrellas. Everyone's outside, I feel like.
Yeah.
So that's one of my favorites. Spain, I loved their coffee. I couldn't wait to wake up just to have coffee. It was fun.
So some of the best coffee I've ever had is in New Zealand, which surprised me. We don't really hear about New Zealand for their coffee, but it had a richness to it. Probably same as Spain, like a richness and just a flavor to it that
flavor.
I hadn't found anyplace else. It was so good. So good. But I am with you. I love to travel, and we haven't done as much of it as I want, and I'm hoping that in the next, this next phase of having big kids and all that, I'm here for it. Let's do more of it.
Yeah. Things to do here if you're not able to step out of the country, is we pack up our car and go camping. I love to tent camp. So any weekend we have available, if you follow me, we're somewhere. If it's an hour drive, 2 hour, anywhere, up to 5 hours, I'm like, hey, it's a weekend, we can drive that and drive back. So we have one of those top canopies on my husband's car, and it's already always packed with all of the camping gear, so we just jump in the car.
Okay, I think are we back?
I think so. I think it unpaused.
Yes, I think so. Okay, I had a phone call. So your husband must be then like a goer too, like just keeps
He
up
follows
with you
along
and,
very
yeah,
well.
he's on board.
Yeah. He likes to relax home more often, which is helpful for me. That way he can spend time at home and helps with the kids when I go. But he's always on board with, hey, going camping this weekend. All right, let's go.
Let's go.
He's on board with all of that.
I think that's really helpful. As I started stepping into working, we kind of had to talk about that because we hadn't had to juggle kids' schedules or dinner or any of that. I had been handling that for so long, and my husband was great. He was like, okay, just tell me, let's just map out our week and we'll line out who's going to be where when. And my kids are pretty involved, busy kids, and so he was just like, all right, I've got it. And it's so nice when they're supportive, I think. And I don't think I could it would just be so much harder
it would be
to do this without,
the support's good. I think talking it out, having the conversation, then it's a lot easier.
Oh, I think so too. Yeah, we kind of every Sunday sit down and talk about our week and what's coming, so we know. Anyway, but it means everything to me that he's on board with what I'm trying to do, and because it's like, I think that you'd be like pushing a huge boulder uphill if you were trying to do it all by yourself, and you wouldn't feel like your kids were getting that
love and attention.
Yeah, that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So having all this support, it's good. It makes it smoother.
So when you first started your Instagram, did you have a vision for it becoming what it is? Like,
No idea.
no,
I'm like, I'm just gonna continue doing what I love, post what I love to do, and if someone, enjoys it and goes out to the same coffee shop or the same hike, I'm like, hey, yes, that's awesome. But people do love it, and it's kind of a way for them to find the new things in Spokane, from coffee to outdoors. And I'm happy that I can, it's as simple as just to post it for them, and they can go on there and see where they can go for coffee or dinner or outdoors.
Yeah. So the first time that you started getting invites to things where they were like, okay, you're an influencer, you have this following, were you like, this is crazy? Or were you like, this is so amazing, how cool that this is turning into something?
Amazing.
I think it's amazing too. Yeah. And how fun. And do you feel, so you do a lot with other women entrepreneurs and a lot with other influencers. Do you think do you think other cities are like this, where they're so inclusive and so supportive of each other? Or do you think we have something?
I think we're ahead of the game. I honestly think we are. I've been living in another city, but I feel like just being around all the women and everyone I have met, that the way we support each other in Spokane is amazing. You can come to me and just even tell me your story, and I'm like, dude, that's awesome. You should continue. So everyone is very supportive in motivating to whatever you're looking to do. And I like that Spokane always chooses local, just to bring up Spokane.
Yeah, I think that's really, like, the way Spokane is so supportive of local business. I think that's unique. And maybe unique, I don't know. I haven't lived in like another city for a while, but I just feel like the more and more I see people turning inward to support each other here and support businesses. In fact, I just saw that maybe you got a box about that new grocery service.
Yeah, Share Farm.
Okay, so tell a little bit about what is that, because I've seen a couple gals post about it now, and I'm like, okay, this might be something we all need for.
Yeah, so Share Farm is a way for anyone busy or not busy to get local farm foods to your door. So it's a local couple that started it here, and all you have to do is go online, pick out your fruits, vegetables, dairy, protein, order it, and it's usually delivered to your door in like less than 5 hours. Very quick. You order in the morning or last night, it's at your door in the morning, but it's all local Spokane farm based.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So it's a way to, instead of going to, let's say, Fred Meyer, it's probably shipped in from somewhere. We're using local people that are growers in the area.
Because I order my groceries all the time through
Okay.
Fred Meyer or Walmart or whatever. So I'd rather,
And you don't have to leave your house. It gets shipped right to your door.
I think that's amazing.
They local guys deliver it.
Okay. So I'm going to have to definitely check that out, because
Sure.
I saw all of you, down at Crave this last weekend, a bunch of people were wearing the shirts, and then I saw some people posting about it, and I was like, okay, I've got
They
it.
just launched it at Crave.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a great service. That's especially if you want to, it's like getting farmers market right at your door, it sounds like, and that's a great service. All of us moms need more things like that in our life. So, okay, if you were going to talk to someone who is just new to this space, new to building community, new to maybe starting a little idea on Instagram, what would you tell them about how to build it, what to do?
I would say it doesn't have to be me. It doesn't have to be her. It can be anyone in Instagram in Spokane that is willing to help. You have events. I have events. All of us girls have some sort of events, and most of the time they will collide together. It's showing up, introducing yourself, letting us know your story, and I feel like that's a lifetime connection of friendship just right there by showing up, and it can be any one of us.
Yeah. What if they're trying to build a little brand on Instagram? Do you think there's a secret to posting regularly, or is it more about connecting with people in the community and then
connecting?
Yeah.
I'd say it's connecting. Yes, you definitely have to keep up with your posts regularly. Have a connection, talking back to your followers. Have it be more real. friendships. For me, it's never about the number that I have on the page, but it's knowing that I can make someone's life easier, or I can have a friend, or someone can have a friend, and me is what makes me happy. So I'd say just the connection is what's going to get you the best results.
I think so too. And I think what you post is so encouraging, and it's so motivating too. Like, you just post about getting out in Spokane, and I think people can get just a little stuck in their routine or their rut. So this last year, I told my husband, I was like, no more dinner and a movie. We were kind of in that rut for a little while, and I said, when we go on dates now, I want to try a new restaurant every time. I want to walk someplace new. I want to check out a new store.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want an active date. I don't want any more just like sitting.
And it's not like there's anything wrong.
There's
with
nothing wrong with that.
It's
just that there's so
more.
much to see and do. So much is happening across Spokane.
Yes.
There's new restaurants all the time, and I mean, I can't even keep up with all the places that
I can't even keep up with that.
I know, like, there's all these new places to try, and so I was just like, okay, we're gonna try new things and new places and discover. And I think it's just a bit about I think someone who didn't even know where to start could go look on your tiles and have pick something, and you've mapped it out for them, and you made it really easy to, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, or I'm gonna order this because this looks delicious, and it gives them the confidence to try something that they might not have been willing to try without you already doing it first.
Or if they're going to somewhere, different new part of town, they know, hey, I can hit this location, because they already have seen a picture and kind of know what it's like. It makes it easier to show up somewhere.
So what do your kids think about mom that has this thing that she does? And
I used to force them to go everywhere with me. You guys are coming with me. So on my Instagram, just so because I do have followers, I don't post them all the time.
Right.
It's more of what we do, but they are with me, I'd say 98% of the time. And at this point, I kind of drag them, like, you need fresh air. They want to sit home and play iPads. But back when we started, all the hikes together, everywhere we went together. But I think they've had so much of it, like, okay, Mom, we don't want to go out to dinner. We don't want to do this. We just want to sit at home. I'm like, all right, you can sit at home. But I don't know if it's this day and age that they just all want to sit home, or they just had enough. I know, you got to
pry them off their electronics a little bit. But I think it's so great I just think healthy, happy kids are kids that are outside and getting new experiences, and they probably, more than you probably even know, love that all of the things you've exposed them to.
I hope so. I feel like when we look back at our lives, it's like we offer our kids so much more than what was offered 20 years ago. So I'm like, you better be enjoying this.
Oh, well, there is so much more.
There is a lot more.
Yeah, it's a whole different world than the one we grew up in, and I think our parents did a great job of teaching us and exposing us to things with the resources that were available.
For sure.
But now the world is really completely your oyster with all the things you can access, and okay, so where can people find you? Tell them you're on Facebook. You're
Honest Sparkle.
That
was when I was trying to hide from the media world. I had a couple employees create that page for me because I didn't want to use my last name. So I'm Honest Sparkle on Facebook.
Okay.
And I just kept it that way, and some of my followers love it. And they're like, you're just Honest Sparkle to us forever. So that's just that. But most of everything I do and post will be on Instagram under Spokane Playground.
All right. And did you jump out of an airplane?
I did. I had to do it. So I went skydiving December 14th. I'm like, and since we do have a local place to do it, so if you're looking for locally, there is a place to skydive. It's about 1 hour away from Spokane. Okay. But because it was December and I needed to do it, I flew out to Arizona and skydived there, 24-hour thing, and flew back home, and it was fine.
Just 24 hours?
Yes, I'm like, crazy. I just need to do this. I have a thing of I need to complete things.
Was it like a bucket list?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
It literally probably early December, I'm like, okay, I'm ready for it, and bought my ticket and went, and then just came back.
And how was it?
It was good. As soon as I was like, so the fall itself is, what is it? I don't remember if it was 7 seconds or 30 seconds, very little. So the fall is so quick. So then you're just parachuting down. You're like, okay, let's do this again.
So the parachuting part, does that feel more like softer, because I feel like the fall would be like so much wind or just so much coming at you, and
It's so quick that you don't even know what's going on.
Okay.
I wanted to do it again just to like, okay, now I know what's going on. Let's replay this one more time. So I'll probably do it in Spokane soon.
yeah, I do know quite a few people that have done it in Spokane and think it's pretty great.
Yeah. I went zip lining last week in Coeur d'Alene, and that's kind of to give you another thrill. So
We did that too, but we went with a different. You went with
So they have one in Liberty Lake and then one in Coeur d'Alene.
okay, because we went with Micah Moon and
Liberty Lake.
Okay, yeah, and then we thought it was great
Yeah.
and so fun.
I've done both. They're both amazing.
Yeah, zip lining is
Yeah.
super fun. My kids love it too. All right, so Spokane Playground and Anna Sparkle on Facebook, and I don't know, are you on anything else? I'm not on Twitter or any of those. I can't do that. So, all right, so friends, go follow her. If you are looking to learn more about Spokane, if you are looking for connectivity, if you are just looking for activities to show up at, and this is your gal. If you're just looking for a great toast to go with your coffee, this is also your gal. And thanks so much for coming on and talking about this, because I just think that people, the more we can tell about our great area and our great city, and the more it helps people get outside and try something new, and the more it brings all of us together. So, all right, have a great day, y'all. Thank you.
Thank you.